sustainability has been our big plan for this year, as well as expanding our membership and our engagement of colleges and universities and places of learning, with sustainability in mind, obviously, as well. We've just looked at some of the stats as well. We are the largest body for construction charter seat in the world. We have 40,000 members. We were 250 years ago by 16 builders who decided 250 years ago that the industry needed to be professional. It needed to be a professional qualification rather than guys on building sites. And here we are 250 years later, but we're just about getting there. So it's a bit of a long journey. But we've had a look at some of the tenets associated with built environment. And we want to support the next generation of leaders to go ahead and do the things like you guys are doing, which is groundbreaking research to understand how we can build better buildings, more sustainable buildings, with a lower environmental impact. And if we're clever enough, we can actually build these buildings to solve some climatic issues, as opposed to creating the climatic issues. So I had a look at, again, as I said, I have to have my notes. Globally, the built environment generates 30%, this was the figures earlier this year, 30% of total greenhouse gases, and 40% of energy use. That's massive. Like, that's just building, that's not actually living in these houses. And we are actually coming from a tradition of building houses that actually may use that 40% to build them, but then how much are they using after that? You know, 60-80%, because we're not building more passive houses. I myself personally got into this many, many years back. I stumbled across a YouTube video in one of my nerdings, as I call them, on YouTube. A guy called Mike Reynolds, who decided to build carbon-neutral earth ships in the middle of the New Mexico desert in a place called Taos. And he managed to build them from garbage, basically. So if any of you ever have heard of him, great. If you haven't, check out Mike Reynolds' Garbage Warriors on YouTube. And it just sort of changed the whole concept of how I thought about building, because I'm not an academic. I came up through the ranks on site. So I was actually on buildings. This is how I learned the mistakes we were making, I suppose, in relation to build. And that was what kind of drew me interested. And then I came across the CIOB. When they asked me to join the CIOB, I was absolutely delighted, because they had an AVID program in place to deal with this, a three-pronged attack, so to speak. So what they've tried to do over the next 3 months is a three-pronged attack, so to speak. The first one is refreshing the Carbon Action 2050 site, which is on our Novus site, CIOB Novus. Novus would be our student website, basically, for those who are coming through the CIOB regs. And Novus would have a 2050 plan. It's basically the levels we want to get to by the time 2050 comes about. It's quite ambitious. It's a bit like the EU's for us as well. It's really quite ambitious. So that's one plan, and that takes people who are graduating and young graduates and brings them on board with that in mind, that we have a structured plan in place to reduce emissions and the impact on the environment and the build quality. We also offer a sustainability course online. It's called MOOC, that's MOOC. So that's very imaginatively entitled Massive Open Online Course. That's available to anybody. It's not just to members. It's available for anybody here in this room, anybody at all, young students want to go on. It's totally free. It's starting on the 17th of September. So again, if you go onto our Novus site, you'll see that on there, and you can join up and you can do this course online. And it's a fantastic course. It's really expansive and goes into all areas of build quality. I know I am stuck on one slide here because the slides actually relate to, no, it's not moving. There we go. We, as you can see, we do engage with a lot of government bodies as well, and various different other institutes, like the SIG, in relation to sustainability and how can we better the industry. That's really what attracted me to the position with the CIOB as well, was that there was somebody at last was saying we've got to think differently, more professionally across the board, and instead of it's our organisation and your organisation, we can all do this together. So we do work across an awful lot of special interest groups to bring the message of sustainability to a greater audience. The Chartered Environmental course as well is another one that we have been running for some years now, which is a great course that actually charters you as a chartered environmentalist. So there's very few courses, I think, that actually qualify you as an environmentalist. In Ireland, it seems to be, they take you to engineering, they take you to specifics, where we're saying you can be across the board. You can be an engineer, you can be an electrician, you can be a manager, or coming out of college at a management level in construction management or an engineering level. But either way, this is a fantastic course for anybody. So we're very inclusive. We're not specifically for any aspect of construction, but all aspects of construction. So that was, again, another thing that appealed to me about the CIOB is this was raising everybody's standard. It wasn't just for one set of professions involved, and it wasn't for architects. It was for everybody, you know. We do have a video online as well. We've got a CIOB channel, which if you want to have a look through it, there's an awful lot on sustainability there. There's an awful lot of information, courses, and stuff that we've done over the years, and what the next 12 months will entail as well. As I said, will be up on the 17th of September, so really looking forward to that. We also have, as I said, the Chartered Environmental course, that's there as well. And there is a video, Constructing a Carbon-Free World is there. And we've lots of them. We've probably about 20, 30 videos that we've put there just on sustainability and, you know, in respect to the environment, in build quality, basically, and up in the level of good practice in construction. You'll have to forgive me, I'm not terribly used to this. Basically, what we're trying to do is mainstreaming and normalising sustainability in construction, because at the moment it seems to be sort of a specialist thing that maybe government projects do. They hold more with the sustainability, and the local builder who's building 60 houses down the road doesn't tend to engage that much or think that much about sustainability. He looks at a set of local government plans and sort of said, I have to do X amount of green spaces, which obviously you guys are interested in, X amount of green spaces to obviously alleviate the warming of the urban environment. But other than that, that's it. So that's really where we're at, is saying from the ground up coming in, and from small builders to the likes of, you know, we do deal with BAM and we deal with a lot of the big guys, Jones, etc. You know, to deal with them to that everybody across the build is aware of the environmental issues surrounding this. So we're going to spend the next 12 months, as I said, releasing these courses. There is a lot of videos. There's always new videos being put up on the CIOB YouTube channel. And Novus is always engaging with people to actually take part in our courses. You know, you don't have to become a member to take part in the courses. You can take part in the courses. Some of them are free. This one coming up, the MOOC, is totally free and accessible to everybody. So there's a lot of resources online there to get you started if you did decide to take a journey into the CIB and to charter it. You know, we charter, as I said, we don't just charter academics, because some people don't, like myself, don't have an academic background. We have a practical background. We're riggers and hard hat people. So for us, it's a bit difficult. This is quite daunting because everybody here is an academic, and I'm not. So we kind of, it is a little bit daunting, but there is a process there where they take into account your actual construction experience, and they do a thing called professional review. And that professional review will bring you through, and it does, in one section of our professional review, it does focus very much on the sustainability and the environmental impact of the project they will give you. So they basically give you a product, it could be a skyscraper, it could be a set of houses, it could be a school, it could be anything, and they basically then raise your academic standard so that you understand that on 4 different levels: managing people, managing the product, the sustainability and the environmental awareness of it, and obviously cost as well, and contract management, that kind of thing. So it's a really good course all around. It's a really great way of getting that academic standard without having to spend years, because if you're working in the construction industry or you're already doing a degree, you're already doing a lot of stuff. You've already got a lot on your plate. So we aim to kind of make it a little bit more accessible and easier for people to come into the construction with a bit more, I suppose a bit more in mind, to raise their academic standard rather than just come in as builders, and to keep sustainability in mind. It is the environmental impact of buildings is one of our biggest key topics. And at our Toronto annual event that we just held there, that was one of the big things, was obviously global warming and the impact of the built environment on our planet. So I hope that wasn't too boring. I hope it was informative enough. As I said, there is a lot of free resources we have, so feel free to access them. We know not everybody is going to become chartered or anything like that, but there is a lot of information, so there is a lot of statistics you control for hours. Believe me, I'm 12 weeks in this position, and I still do every weekend with YouTube videos in the CIOB, which sounds terribly sad. But honestly, there is an awful lot of information there and stats that they've compiled, and it's really worth having a look if you are going through a field of construction. You know, to go into construction, not just building things, but building things with the planet in mind and with people in mind as well.
Okay, super. Great. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.